And so it has all kicked off again between the YouTubers being at each other's throats. This time it is between TRG, the Royal Grift, and POV Andy from POV. I'm going to leave a link to both of the relevant videos below so that you can make up your own minds as usual. First thing I'll say about TRG, I thought your video was very tastefully done. I understand exactly why you decided to say something and put all the information together in the way that you did. It certainly did seem to me that Andy's live was designed to attack you. Andy said he didn't know who was doing all this Photoshop analysis, which I find a little strange because I'm not often on X, but even I know that TRG is famous for doing Photoshop analysis. So maybe he's right. Even so, I think if you're going to accuse people of things, of deliberately misleading people, it's probably worth finding out who you're talking about.
One of my subscribers that also subscribes to another creator told me that this creator was doing a live and was saying all kinds of stuff. And I asked, who? Is this the same person who has said Megxit is not a community and attacks other content creators he does not like and tries to get people to unsubscribe in efforts to take the same community he denounces? Does he shame his subscribers if he does not like what they have to say? And this is something that many of you have witnessed. This is something that I have also witnessed, as well as other creators have witnessed. So Mirka replies and she confirms that this Andrew is the person I was thinking of, and she writes, I couldn't believe what he was saying. Then when I said you are a Photoshop expert, he went into a tizzy. Then they all attacked me. He said he was going to expose me. Be my guest. So then I reply and I say, I'm no Photoshop expert, just been at this a long time. And I say, if that's him, he is not a part of our community as he declared. And that is a fact. He doesn't think Megxit is a community. He also has openly attacked other creators in this community. And I say, it's up to the viewer to decide what to view. For me, his content is not my taste. You know, and I was being polite. And I don't like seeing creators shame their supporters, which is a fact. He has shamed his supporters on multiple occasions. And then I say, I'm sorry it happened to you. So this conversation is starting to get me agitated, as Mirka replies and says, I'm just shocked by this behavior. I have financially supported his friend group because I do listen while at work. All I did was question. This is how he responds. I stood up for Paula as well because this behavior is unacceptable. And she...
So I'll pull a few cards just to set the scene and then we'll get into it. Oh, I'm not going to talk about the entire issue between Andy and TRG. I think TRG has explained very well the background and what went on from her perspective. I'm going to deal just with the issues surrounding the Photoshop and the allegations that Andy made about that, the thinking man. So this is just a warning to everybody to think before you speak. Think before you speak. Happy family. Sometimes, and I get this as almost an image of Meghan and Harry and their happy family, how they've always shown it from the back. So definitely Harry and Meghan's energy is here, and we're all on the journey. We're all on the journey to discover how Meghan and Harry have been deceptive, and we just want to shine a light on the truth. So Andy was talking about what he repeatedly says is everything. Somebody is saying that everything is photoshopped. And then he gives 3 examples. I don't think 3 examples means that TRG is saying that everything is photoshopped. But anyway, the examples that he gives is Harry at tennis, the hospital gala, and Meghan in that red dress. That was the one that was inside the hall. That was the only photo we ever got of Meghan inside the hall. And then the third one related to the surfing video. Now, I think, well, what Andy is saying from POV, he's saying that if we say that everything is photoshopped, then people are going to question it if or when the dirty tapes come out. People are going to be desensitized to photoshopping, and they're going to expect that any tapes that come out have probably been photoshopped. And I have a few problems with that statement. Also, anybody who is actually in a real tape, Diddy tape, is probably going to claim that it was photoshopped anyway, irrespective of what YouTubers are doing or saying or analysing photographs. That they're just going to, they just are. They just are. So the YouTubers who analyse the photographs and they feel that some of them are fake, they're not going to have an impact. They're not going to sway people into not saying or do say that, oh, I might be on that video, but it's a fake. They're going to do that anyway. They're going to do that anyway. So I don't think that the YouTubers who analyze the photographs and decide whether or not they're fake, I don't think they're going to have any influence whatsoever as to how the tapes are created. Not created, how the tapes are viewed. People who are in them are going to say they're fake. People who watch them will have to make up their own minds, and they will make up their own minds irrespective of what YouTubers are creating. And almost every YouTuber has, at some stage, looked at some Meghan Markle or Harry photos and said, yeah, that's photoshopped. So it's a thing that's been around for a very long time, and I don't think the current analysis of the current photos is going to add or detract from how people view the Diddy tapes. Firstly, TRG is not saying that everything is photoshopped. Secondly, TRG is saying she's analysing these things and saying that in her opinion they appear photoshopped, but the audience is very clever, and the audience can decide for themselves whether or not they think each individual item has been photoshopped. So of those three things mentioned, I thought the two photos were not photoshopped, but I thought that there was definitely something wrong with that video of Harry surfing, and we will come back to that in a minute. So it's not right to say that somebody is saying that everything's photoshopped. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that at all. I think the entire scrutiny of Photoshop really started when Princess Catherine's Mother's Day photo was found to be photoshopped, and every single YouTuber who talks about the royal family and Meghan and Harry has done at least one or more videos on things that are photoshopped, including POV. So it's a little bit high-handed, heavy-handed to say that now suddenly people are doing the wrong thing by saying things are photoshopped. Yeah, so it's kind of, you know, POV, I've been a supporter of yours for a while, but this video where you're telling people that somebody's deliberately misleading you, I found very heavy-handed, and it was unfortunate because you're assuming that people can't make up their own minds. You're assuming that audience has to watch TRG and then is persuaded by TRG that something is photoshopped. No, I decided that the surfing video was photoshopped. I've not seen TRG put out anything about the surfing video. I mean, she may have. I'm not on X very often, but I decided that all by myself. And you even noticed that everybody said that surfing video was photoshopped. Well, if everybody's saying that, everybody in your comments, maybe their opinion is different from your opinion, and maybe their opinion is the correct one and yours is not the correct one. I don't know. Just asking.
I'm speaking on behalf of my comment section, because the comment section of the video with the surfing, everyone was saying that. Everyone, no, that's photoshopped. It's AI. It's not real. It's this. And I'm thinking to myself, who's telling these people this? Who's saying this? And why are they all saying the same thing? Why? Like, I don't get it. Okay. I mean, and I'm sorry I have to say this, and I would tell you right to your face, whoever that freaking is, there was nothing photoshopped about Harry surfing. There was nothing AI about Harry surfing with that surfing instructor. Okay, so whoever the hell that is out there, you're purposefully leading people astray, and you better knock it off because I don't appreciate that kind of crap. And there's a lot of people saying it, and that's not okay. See, the first thing that a lot of people are saying when we saw the surfing video, oh, that's not Harry, that's AI. Come on, man. Come on. You can't. You can't. You know, Photoshop and AI have not been perfected enough to pass off as real. Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I'm saying, Sue's Lip, is that you have to watch it. Whoever is saying that everything is Photoshop, you got to get away from them. You got to turn it off. You got to unsubscribe, because that is not a good thing. And they're leading you astray on purpose. It's an unfortunate thing that people would say that. And I don't know who's doing it. I don't know why. Because the only thing I can come up with is they're trying to lead people astray on purpose.
Thinking woman. So over here we had the thinking man, and over here we've got the thinking woman. I really think that our audience is smart enough to decide for themselves. The other thing is, we're talking here about videos that Harry and Meghan may have photoshopped. It just, the logic escapes me. If Harry and Meghan are known for photoshopping their photos, how does that mean we're going to think that Diddy photoshopped some photos to include Harry and Meghan? You see what I mean? It's not the same thing. What we're analysing here is, and you know, those photos of the kids, we all know those have been photoshopped. Even the Sidley twins' father famously came on, and I mean, he's a professional, and he explained how some photos had been photoshopped. I think that was Meghan being pregnant. So I don't get how the connection. We all know that Meghan and Harry do photoshopping. How does that mean we're going to be more or less susceptible to believe a Diddy tape if it comes out? And also, Diddy tapes might be faked. Somebody might fake a tape or a photograph, and we need to be able to discern the difference. So we can't, if a Diddy tape or photo comes out, we can't automatically say that is real, and we can't automatically say that it's fake. What we need to do is to have the tools to be able to make the assessment ourselves. Honest. We need to be honest with ourselves. We need to be honest with the fact that if somebody is caught out in a photo that they shouldn't be in, they're going to say that it was faked anyway. So honestly, people assessing whether or not something is fake online, that is what the audience wants. That's the content that the audience likes. That's the content that TRG has become a bit well known for, because that's within her skill set. And yeah, you take a risk. You take a risk when you tell people to unsubscribe. You take a risk. And you take a risk when you say that people are deliberately misleading you. Because I personally believe that surfing video, there's something fake about it. Whether it's old, I don't know what it is. But Harry has got a full head of hair there, so it's definitely been photoshopped, at least to that extent. Also, his hair is dry. How is his hair dry when he's surfing? Yeah, there's something really off about that video. So now, by you saying that anybody who thinks that video is false is deliberately misleading you, you're accusing everybody who's got an opinion that differs from yours. I'm not deliberately misleading anybody. I just honestly believe that the surfing video, there's something wrong with it. There's some AI, some fakery, something. It does not look right to me. And this is people putting their heart and soul into things, as they genuinely believe what they're putting out. Strength. Yeah, and I think our strength is each person putting out content that we believe in. Forbidden, I don't know what that is. Things that happen behind closed doors that might be an allusion to the Diddy parties. I just think that saying that anybody who says that something has been faked, or that the surfing video was fake, is deliberately misleading you. Well, that's categorically wrong, because I don't believe that surfing video has been untampered. I believe it has been tampered with, and I'm not misleading anybody. So as far as the royal grift goes, I don't know if she spoke about that. But also understand that your audience may have come to that conclusion without seeing any analysis from the royal grift. So where does that leave them? They have a different opinion from you. Or they may have seen the royal grift and they may have agreed or disagreed with it. Yeah. Open the door to possibilities. Open the door to possibilities. Your conclusion is not the only possibility. And I don't think our audience is stupid enough to blindly follow somebody's analysis. Yeah, this is the royal grift. woman with heart. Woman with heart. And look, I don't agree with all of her analysis, but I find her analysis interesting. And like I said, the other two photos that you mentioned, the one with the tennis and the one with the at the gala, I didn't see photoshopping in those, but that's fine. I could see that, and I could make that my own determination. Victory. Who's going to win from this when we tell each other, we tell subscribers to unsubscribe from each other? That to me feels like there's some sinister undertone. Yeah, decision. We need to decide what kind of a climate we want to create here on YouTube. Are we going to be focusing on our content, or are we going to focus on trying to tear down other people? Yeah, and that's the angel of creation. Well, the first chakra is the chakra of creation. No, it's the rooted chakra, actually. To be rooted. Rooted in your own content, I suppose. At the same time, Archangel Michael is the angel of protection. I just don't think it is right to say that anybody is saying that every photo that comes out is photoshopped. That's just factually incorrect. Tons of photographs come out, and yes, the Royal Grift sees more photoshopping than I do, but that's her thing, and I'm free to believe it or not. And I don't think our audience is stupid enough to be misled. And some of them might agree with her assessment, and some of them might not. That's up to them. Dolphin, exhausted. Yeah, it's part of the problem is that it's becoming less fun for our audience to watch what we're doing when we are saying that other creators are deliberately misleading them, and we should unsubscribe from them. Yeah, completely disagree. I've never once ever in any of my videos told anybody to unsubscribe from anybody. I famously had a bit of a tiff with Sue Smith. I never once said anybody should unsubscribe from her, ever. And I think people should use their own discernment, follow the people that they enjoy, and yeah. This is about perspective. Get their own perspective on things. Sacred Ibis. No one creator is sacred and has all of the answers. And that was one of the things that the Royal Grift complained about. She said that POV Andy had said in a tweet that no one creator has a special source of information. And he said, not Neil Shaw, not Lady C, and not TRG. And I'm not sure why he put TRG in there, because TRG says she's never claimed to have a special source of information. So I'll let you read that, but that just reminded me of that. Agile, the goat, represents agility. We need to be agile in how we present what we're presenting. I just wonder if it's necessary to try and turn audience against another creator. And make no mistake, when you say somebody is deliberately misleading you, that is a very serious accusation. Yeah. See, it's the YouTube world. You're going to sit off to the side and watch YouTube world burn. It's not going to be pretty. Just no good can come of it. No good can come of it. I just think as an audience we need to be aware of the potential for fakes. I don't think... Okay, let's ask the cards this question. Is what Royal Grift is doing, analysing photographs and video and coming to the conclusion that some of them are fake, is what she is doing going to cause anyone to assume that a dilly tape is fake when it's actually real? So is it going to have the outcome that Andrew is scared of? Crazy. Batshit crazy. I'm getting that. You're batshit crazy if you think that's what's going to affect people. Just because she's saying these photos over here may be photoshopped doesn't mean people are going to believe that all photos are photoshopped. It's just, it's a logical fallacy. Not exactly sure what that card means in this context. Clarify that card. Clarify that card. Something to do with a guru. Understanding. People misunderstanding. Maybe you've misunderstood the Royal Grift's skills or technology, or I don't know. And I know that one photograph that you ran through that program to talk about if something had been changed, but I know that with those programs it can come up with different answers depending on the different settings you put into it. So the fact that you put it through that software and it shows no changes doesn't automatically mean that it hasn't been changed. Just saying that for what it's worth. It could be that it hasn't been changed, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. There's a lot of settings that yeah, I think it's a kind of a specialized thing, and if you don't get the settings quite right, you might get a fake negative. Beauty. Our audience just wants to see the beauty in everybody. They don't want to have to choose. Yeah, they don't want people to be so rigid that it's them or me. If you watch the Royal Grift and I think you're leading her down the garden, but she's leading you down the garden path, then you're against me. That's kind of how the live from Andy came across. If you follow me, then you can't follow her. And it surprises me that he said to unsubscribe from her. I was surprised. Yeah, it's kind of like, reminds me of somebody going down with a sinking ship. Audience feels like it's drowning because now it has to make a choice, and it doesn't want to make a choice. Audience members want to love everybody. They want to watch you POV, and they want to watch you TRG. Yeah, that's the priestess of the air is the internet. Nobody owns the internet, and there's more than enough room for everybody on the internet. More than enough room for everybody on the internet. Yeah, that's Megan with her heart burning with jealousy. So yes, she does enjoy it when people argue on the internet. The warrior. Might be to do with POV thinking that he had to protect one of his friends, and that's why he said what he said. I'm not sure. Yeah, differences, black and white. Some people can more easily discern when something is fake. Some people take a bit more time. Whatever videos and photos come out, some may be fake and some may be not fake. And we're all going to have to decide for ourselves. And ask again, is analyzing Photoshop photos by TRG, is what she's doing going to make people mistake a true video or true photo for a fake? No. Again, that's definitely not. No. I think having that opinion is denying, see, it says denial, denying the how clever the audience is. The audience can let go of the idea that just because one photo is a fake, another one needs to be a fake. And anyway, everybody knows in 2024 that AI is out there, that people do photoshopping. Not a single person in this whole world has not heard of Photoshop. Even my 86-year-old mother has heard of Photoshop. So it's not like TRG is exposing people to some new concept. Hidden. Some things are hidden and some things will remain hidden. Oh, cycles. What goes around comes around. I'm getting from this that the audience really is smart enough to be able to judge each thing on their own merits, on its own merits, and if anything, TRG might be helping people to hone their skills. And I don't think people are naive enough to think or to automatically follow what TRG says just because TRG says it. They go through the process with her when she analyzes something, and they can make up their own mind. I think that's the fragment. Oh dear. Community is being fragmented. Community is being fragmented. It's the end. The end of chapter 1. My view is, when you tell people to unfollow people, unsubscribe, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for others. There are no winners when you try and do that. Confidence. Have a confidence in your own content without the need to undermine other people. High Priestess of Fire. Yeah, it's like... And I think that the reason why this particular topic really was one that I wanted to talk about was because I agree with some of what TRG considers to be Photoshop. I disagree with some of what she considers to be Photoshop. But I defend her right to be able to have her opinions. And I don't know, she might be right, I might be wrong. It doesn't matter. I've never want to tell anybody to unsubscribe from her. Never. Clothing. Let your outer express your inner. I don't get any sense of deception from TRG whatsoever. Not at all. And so I disagree with the idea that somebody is deliberately misleading people, because I have told my audience that I think there's something wrong with that surfing video. I am definitely not misleading people. Jump ship your life. Yeah, look at things from a different perspective. Look at things from a different perspective. And I did see one person comment on the POV live to say, oh, but AI and photoshopping is not very good, and you'll clearly be able to see it. Well, you can clearly see bad photoshopping. I have seen photoshopping of family photographs where somebody photoshops in somebody who's deceased, and then they put the deceased person into the family photograph, like maybe a wedding or something, wedding party, and they put the deceased person in as though the deceased person was there on the day, and it's very, very difficult to tell that it's been photoshopped. You really do need to be looking at the metadata. So that example that you had, that POV had on his live with the little girl, and that it was clearly had been cropped and placed in there, that is a very amateurish job of Photoshop. People have much better skills than that. Free energy, be a powerhouse. Rainbow pyramid. So that's a that's a card for me. Wonder what it actually means. I think it means just keep going and making your own mind up about each person and each individual situation. And I've said it before, nobody is all good and nobody is all bad. Everybody makes mistakes. I do think it is dangerous ground to start saying that somebody is deliberately misleading, and it's very, very dangerous ground to say you should unsubscribe. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of POV's video into this video so that you can get the context. I might not put any of TRG's in, just because her video really needs to be seen as an entire whole. She got a bit upset about how POV treated somebody who was in the chat. I didn't think he did too bad a job of that if you actually watch the entire video. It was somebody who came in that he wasn't familiar with, who was asking him questions. I didn't think that was the worst part of the entire thing. I just thought telling people to unsubscribe, that wasn't on. Group consciousness. Yeah, people want to belong to a group. They definitely want to belong to a group. What do you guys think? Do you think POV is right? Do you think TRG is right? Do you think I'm right? Do you think this is a storm in a teacup? Do you think that this is harmful for people to be analyzing photographs and looking for Photoshop? Do you think people are going to be looking for Photoshop anyway, irrespective of what other YouTubers say? Do you think suddenly the veracity of a video or a photo is going to be called into question because a YouTuber somewhere has a few times analyzed a few photographs and a video. Is that going to really affect how the whole world sees a photograph? I mean, most people in the world don't know about TRG. Sorry, love, but that's just how it goes. We're just on a tiny little corner of the internet, all of us. And most people don't know who we are. Most people have never heard of us. Do you think it's right for YouTubers to be warning viewers that there might be somebody might be deliberately misleading them, particularly in this kind of a thing when it really is a matter of opinion? I mean, I'd love to see Sydney Twins' dad review all of these things and give us their opinion, especially on that surfing video. There's something wrong with that surfing video. I can't quite put my finger on it, but just does not seem right. And as far as I know, TRG hasn't analysed it. I don't know. As I say, I'm not on Twitter that much. But what is everybody's view? What is everybody's view? I want to pull one card for everybody. One card just for the harmony of the viewers. Communal markets. So this is about living in peace, living in harmony, building each other up. Yeah. Anyway, sending everybody love and blessings, and may the angels walk with you now and always.